It is January 24th, 2026, and apparently it's Beer Can Appreciation Day, which feels like something that didn't exist until someone really needed it to. Welcome to This Day in History from, wait, that's random. I'm your host, C.L. Burns. On this day in 1848, a man named James Marshall found gold while working at a sawmill in California. He wasn't looking for it. He wasn't prospecting. He just noticed something shiny in the water. That single accidental discovery triggered the California gold rush. Within months, thousands of people abandoned their jobs, homes, and families to chase the possibility of instant wealth. Towns appeared overnight. Prices exploded. Law, order, and logic were often optional. What's strange is how fragile the whole thing was. The gold rush wasn't driven by proven success. It was driven by stories, by rumors, by the idea that someone else had found something, and you might be next. An entire movement began because of something no one planned to find. And that idea, progress born from accident, shows up again on this same date, but in a much more controlled way. In 1984, Apple released the first Macintosh computer. Unlike the gold rush, this wasn't accidental at all. It was carefully designed, intentionally engineered, and very much ahead of its time. The Macintosh introduced things we now take completely for granted. A graphical interface, windows, icons, and a mouse. But at that time, people weren't sure they needed any of it. Just a couple years before, the Apple Lisa failed when trying to do the same thing. Like the Lisa, it was expensive. It was unfamiliar. And it asked users to think about computers in a totally different way. In a sense, Apple was betting that people didn't know what they wanted yet. That's a strange gamble. Building something for a future that doesn't exist, and hoping that everyone eventually catches up. Sometimes they do. Which comes to the last thing I wanted to talk about today. It ties in with National Beer Can Appreciation Day because in 1935, the first canned beer was approved for sale. At the time, it seemed like a terrible idea. Beer was supposed to be bottled. Glass felt trustworthy. Metal did not. People worried the cans would ruin the taste, explode, or somehow poison the beer. But convenience won. Before long, canned beer wasn't strange anymore. It was normal, expected, everywhere. And I guess that's the thread that kind of ties these three moments together. On this day, progress showed up three different ways. Once by accident, where some lucky guy found gold where no one was looking. Once by design, because a computer was built for a future no one knew they wanted yet. And once by normalization, a strange idea that became so common we stopped noticing it. History doesn't always move because of big plans. Sometimes it's because of mistakes. Sometimes because of bold guesses. Sometimes because people decide something weird is good enough to become normal. Oh well. Well, let's see where tomorrow takes us. If you want to know more about me or the work I do, you can find everything at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by.